This conference will.
Did you guys try creating the parameters of all both dimension and measure? Did you finish that work? All right. Anybody who faced problem? Nobody? Okay, who all are left? Aditya Bable is not there. And Prajwal is not there. Everything okay with Prajwal? He's not coming for the classes, Anshuman? Shreya, Surya, Sandeep.
Ma'am, actually, I think his dad and grandma are not well now. He'll be joining us, I
Okay,
mean, next week probably. Monday.
all right. Okay. So all are there. Who is missing? Bable is also there. Akilik, Alokesh, Prashant, Prajesh. All in? Should we start then? Okay. Let me also open Tableau. Parag. Okay. Okay. All right. So we are back to the sales data. I'm going to pick orders. So we have done, we have used parameters in bins. We use parameters for dimensions. We use parameters for measures. So three more things we'll do. We'll do the top n, we'll do sorting, and we'll work with the dates also. Now, where top n can come into picture, let's say if I have customer IDs, okay, or customer names. Yeah, top 5 cities and things like I've got customer names and I want to get the name of these customers based on the profit that they have got to the company. Now I can sort the data and I can look at all the customers, but typically what happens when you have a lot of data, to analyze all the data is not going to make any sense. Let's say if I give you the data of 200 cities, right? So instead of looking at all the 200 cities, it's always advisable that focus on either the top, focus on the top, what is doing well, who's doing well, see the pattern, what's working, and focus at the bottom, right? Now how many should I take? Should I take top, or should I take top 10, or should I take top 20, or should I take top 30? That varies, but we do not really sit and analyze each and every value in all the 200 data sets. We are going to pick and choose what we should be focusing on. So typically in businesses, we see what is going well and focus on that, and what is not doing well, focus on that, right? So if I want to do a top 10 on this of this thing, I can go to the customer name, go to filters, go to top, by field. So I can do a top 5. But what if the person would want a liberty, or we want to give interactivity to the user to be able to pick how many top customer names he or she wants to see? So over here again we get a option of create a new parameter. So I'm going to create a parameter. Name of the parameter I'm going to call it as top n. Current value I'm showing as 10. Minimum I want at least 5 people to be there, and maximum I want 20. And step size I'm leaving at 1. Means so minimum it will show you top 5, maximum it will show you top 20, and the increment is going to be from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So increment is of 1. We click OK, and our top n got created. And on the side, if you see, it got dropped as top 10. It's a slider, right? Now if I click on 9 or 8, 7, according to what I'm clicking on, I'm getting my top n values. Simple, very simple. Going to the dimension on which you want to apply at the top, go to top, instead of 10, 20, create a parameter. We created a parameter called top n, and in the top n parameter, it's an integer, right? It's going to be an integer, and you give a current value, you give what is the minimum, what's the maximum, and what should be the step size. Is it okay? Understood how it has been done? Yeah. Current value, Sandeep, is basically, well, let's say if I send you the view, what is the value that you will open the view at? That's the current value. So if I leave it at 10, when you look at the view, you will see the top 10 values. And then you have a liberty of changing it. But initial view that you receive, what will be the value? That will be 10. All right. Okay, let's go to this question. All right, I want you to do this question on Amazing Mart. It says create a top-in parameter to see the top-in cities based on the profit of a selected country. So if I select a country, let's not put city, let's make it a state. Amazing Mart. Amazing Mart has states, right? I think it does. I think city can get a little off without a state. So let's say if I pick a country, so based on my country, oh, hold on. Let it be city only. I don't think so. I have so many states in this. Let it be city. So if I pick a country like India, in India, if I want to see, let's say, top 10 cities, so I will get only top 10 cities of India, right? So if I want to change it to 5 or 10 or 20, I should be able to change that parameter. Do this one, Amazing Mart top 10 parameter to see the top 10 cities based on the profit of a selected country. Let me know if you guys are stuck somewhere, because it should not take you so much time. Done, but I think it has some issues. Okay, 1 second. Let me also connect to this data and then we'll discuss. Prashant, let me see your screen. Done, but not sure. Why you not sure? Let's see. This is no, this is not correct because why it's not correct? Because if you click on United States and you've got top N cities, I'm just looking at two. Where are the others? So think. Something
Yes, that
that
okay.
something that yeah. Now you got it. So you
Okay,
just had to me look at the screen. See,
right.
guys, don't ever forget because once you put a filter on country and top N is also filter. So there are two filters. And whenever these kind of two filters are working, you have to put it in context. Rohit, clear? Aditya, I think you did the same mistake. And Projesh, same for you. Now if it worked perfectly well. Sandeep, all good? I feel like your teacher sometimes, like a real teacher, like keep a finger on the lips kind of kindergarten teacher. Hey, please mute me. It's not working. Sounds very funny. All right. So this was done. Shreya, you done? Aditya, Gokul, everyone done? Let's just quickly look at this one. Okay, what did I do to my database? Okay, it's there. Yours is not working. And I, conveniently messed up this one. Hold on, let me clear this one. Let me close this one. Okay. Akhilesh, let's look at your screen. Alokesh, you're done? Today, some of my students made very beautiful dashboards. Not some, one specifically made a very beautiful, very nice dashboard. I'll show it to you. You remember that activity that we did in Excel with Power Pivot? I'll show it to you. So I asked him to put the PDF on the WhatsApp group. Uh, Top N is giving me one. Interesting. What do I have? Countries and city. Okay, go to the country. Click on the drop down in country. Not this one, the one in the rows, in the shelf area. Shelf? No, not this. Shelf. Country, city, rows in the rows. You see columns and rows. Akhilesh, you see you have in
Um,
columns you've put some of sales, in rows you have put country, right? Click on the country drop
yes,
down.
yes. Actually, my internet
Click
is
on
slow.
edit filter. Okay, edit filter on the top. Click on top by field. So you've not put anything over here. And where's the parameter?
Okay, for the city.
Top in. No, this is fine. In this, just pick top and city, the one that you've created, top and city. Okay. Okay. So this what you dropped is sales. Okay, click OK. Uh, what is wrong? Limited by one. Something is wrong. Give me the control, please. 1 second. Okay, I'm going to request the control and I'm going to mute you once. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So let's see what you've done over here. You gave me the control. I have the control. Okay. Integer, current value this, minimum, maximum. Okay. And okay, 1 second. If I remove, I have the city and no changes happening. Epic Island. So you put the country and then you put the city and then the sum of sales. But the top N is somehow not working. Top N cities. Right, you put this in context. That was correct. Something is wrong with the parameter only. Edit. I think it did not do parameter on city. No, but parameter is, oh yeah, that is correct. That is absolutely correct. It's not on the city. Or he had done on the city and I checked his state and he happily was okay with me. No. Okay, this is pretty high number. These countries may not have so many cities only. Let's try to reduce it 5. Yes, now it's working. Taha, good. Yeah. So what was wrong? Did you apply, Akhilesh, did you apply it on city? Because I checked country
Yeah, initially I applied for the city only.
on city only. So what went wrong?
I think in rows I had included this country part. That was the only thing, the change we have made.
Probably, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Okay. All right. So we dropped country in the filter. Then we click all, click OK. Then we want to show it in the filter. And I would like to see it as single value list, number 1. And I don't want all to be there. So I'm going to remove all. Then I want to drop the city and I wanted the profit. So city-wise profit, so drop the profit part. And now I want the top in. Before that, we will go ahead, put the country to context, go to the city part and filter. And over here we can do top by field. We want the parameter of top N to be there on profit of sum. Click OK. And it should hopefully work now. So if I have Belgium, I have this in Belgium. Let us show the top N, show parameter, it's 10. So some places may not have 10 cities. Okay, like for example, Finland does not have 10 cities. That's why it's not showing up. But if I reduce this to, let's say, 5, pretty much, and 6, Norway has 6. If I increase, it has 7. So it is adding, but not all the countries have so many cities in the data set. So it might not show for all. Okay, done by everyone. This is clear. Anybody has any question? Can we have top n parameters in a single view? Can we have 2 top n parameters in the single view? As in, can you explain how?
Ma'am, actually, I have created a top and parameters for both city and countries, but it's only
Okay,
working for cities, not the countries.
you created the top n for city and the country.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you drop, okay, then the filters won't be there on the country. Like this show filter won't be there, right?
It
So
is
what you're
showing on
asking,
the
so this won't be there, show filters won't be there. The country would also be dropped in the view. And then let's say if I wanted to link the country also to my top N, then let's say edit filter, um, top, let's say top N, no, but then it will give me based on profit and sales. Okay, click OK. Let's see if I have, no, it's giving only me for England. Hold on 1 second. So let me go back, remove this for once. So I have country, filter, top, and profit. Okay. And we have for this one. And yeah, showing for cities. Got your point, what you're trying to do. Like if I want to get top 5 countries, and for top 5 countries, get top 5 cities or top 7 cities, something like this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hmm. Let me do one thing. Let me give it to, let me explain you the next thing. Give some work to you, and so that I can work on this one. I'll have to check how which
Yes, ma'am.
will happen. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, for one more thing,
Hmm.
for me, mm, the filter is not showing up. When we create a filter parameter for you, it's automatically showing the slider or something in the right side of the view. But for me, it's not showing automatically. I have to go manually and click the parameter, and I have to make the changes like show parameters. Click.
So when you created this top in parameter, did you create from this drop down of create a parameter, or you were in top and from there you said create a new parameter?
No, so I'm not talking about the top and now, but while creating bin next, while creating bin, we used to create a parameters from the bin part, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That part,
So
while I'm
when
doing that, I'm not getting that fill parameter automatically on the right side.
typically it does come. So that's the reason I was asking you, is when you create parameters from this drop down, then it doesn't come automatically. But when you
Yeah,
create, like I created for top and bin through inside a particular functionality, when we create it, then it comes automatically. Otherwise, it doesn't come automatically. But in your case, you're saying it doesn't come irrespective.
yes, ma'am.
I don't know. That is something. Okay, I need a paper and pen today. Just text me this question. I'll have to research why it is not happening automatically, because it has never happened to me. So I'll have to look at why it is not happening. I'll have to see. Okay, just text this thing in the WhatsApp group so I remind myself.
Okay.
Okay. Let's look at the other one, which is sorting. Now, why do I need sorting? For example, let's say if I've got subcategory and I've got quantity and I have got sales. Now, when I create a view with it, something like this would get created. I've got the subcategories, I'll get the quantity and I get the sales. Now, if I wanted to understand based on sorting which subcategories are being bought in higher quantities, so I simply click over here next to the quantity and sort the data. So I can see art, binders, and storage and phones are doing very well in terms of the number of quantity that is being bought. But if I wanted to analyze this data based on sales, like for the total sales which are doing well, then I see bookcases, copiers, and phones are there. But what I have to do in order to get this information, I have to go near this name that is at the measure, and then go to this symbol and then click on it. Now, even as a user of these tools, for us also, it is not very intuitive that there's going to be a symbol next to it and we should go there and click. I had to tell you, if you remember it, I had to go and tell you that if you go over there, you will see a small symbol of sorting. So imagine for the person who's not a technical person, a business manager, who is more interested in the view rather than clicking on these smaller symbols for sorting, it will be even more difficult for him. So what we want to do, we want to create a parameter where we give him a choice, but by what you want to sort. You want to sort by quantity, or do you want to sort your column by sales? Okay, is it clear what is the objective? We want to create a parameter in which the person is able to sort the data based on the selected measure. If we have two measures given in our database, in our view. So I'm going to create a parameter. I'm going to call it sort by. What will be the data type? It will be string and it will be a list. And the first thing I'll put it as quantity. And the second thing is sales. These two are done. Okay. Now I'm going to show the parameter, but I still have to incorporate in this particular view. So what are we sorting? We are sorting basically subcategories. So we can go to subcategories and we can say, sort. And what we can sort based on? We can sort based on a field. But there is no field called sort by. The name of the parameter is sort by, but I want to convert it in such a way that I can create a field. So I'll create a field, sorting measure, and I'm going to use this function called IIF. Now IIF is a function we used case yesterday, we used if yesterday. And what is this IIF? IIF has very similar structure like our Excel if. It's got a logical test, it's got value true, value false. So if I don't have multiple conditions, I really don't wish to write an if function or a case, then I can simply write an IIF. In IIF, I write the test. What is the test? If the sort by is equal to quantity, then I want to return the sum of quantity. Else I want to return, no, I don't want to return sum. My field will be quantity only, and else I want to return sales. Okay, so if the sort by is picking up quantity, I want to return quantity. If it's picking up sales, I want to pick up sales, and we click OK. Now I have a field. The name of the field is sorting. Where it is sorting measure. This is a field called sorting measure has been created. Now I go back, go to the sort. I can do by field. What is the name of the field? The name of the field is sorting measure, and close it. Now we will see, depending on what we have picked, since it's quantity is sorted. If I pick sales, my sales will be sorted. So I have given over here what you want to sort by and look at. Okay, so these are just, you must be thinking why we are doing this. We are just doing these things to make the user interaction as simple as possible, as interactive as possible. Okay, because that's at the end of the day, that's what we all are trying to do. So try to create the sorting parameter. I'll try to show you that image of the super slow. Meantime, just create those. Okay, this is very annoying now. See, this is one of the dashboard he has created. State-wise budget summary. And his, if he selected a particular state, it would change. Then on the side, he had given the growth, capital expense growth. On the top, he had given some values. Are you able to see? Designed very well. Yeah, then the other one he created was the one that I've given you. Remember the TV rating dashboard? So this is the one he created, top entertainment shows on different platforms. So depending on which year you pick and which channel you pick, all this information changes. So what I liked about his dashboard was, yeah, this is a TV rating one. What I liked about his dashboard was he designs very well. His designing is very nice. It's all consistent in terms of sizes, it's all consistent in terms of colors, and it's very consistent in terms of, the placements is all correct, very easy on eyes, interesting to look at. What do you guys think? So like both the dashboards, very interesting thing he has created. Yeah. TV rating is not shared with us. It would be not possible. I would have given you that as a assignment. So what was your assignment in dashboard? Hey. So you did not get any assignment? Not Tableau. This is not Tableau. This is Excel. Both the dashboards is created in Excel. Remember the pivot table slicers that we did. These are all slicer based dashboard. Excel you did not do. Not possible. Not in Excel. Oh, you got me worried. Oh, you had to find your own data sets. Okay. I can give you this data set. Strange. Yeah. This I can give. I'm surprised how I missed it, because this is a typical assignment I give for all the. Anyways, I'll upload it in your screen in your classroom. Meantime, do you try the dashboard one? Oh, you know what? I didn't teach you Excel, did I? Oh, I did teach you Excel. Why your Excel assignments look so different? Oh, you did charts with Pratik. No, I did teach you Excel. Sorry. Oh, I had given you to create a dashboard from the Superstore data set. That's why. I'll give you this one also. You forgot us. No. I saw the assignment of the charts and that was like, this is not me. Then I was like, I didn't teach you. Then I was thinking, why am I stuck to you guys for so many months if I didn't teach you? Excel. Finish that work. I'll give you the dashboard slicer assignment. I'm going to put it under Excel only, okay? I'm not going to put it as in Tableau. It's going to be a part of Excel. All right, posted. And let me shut this down before it. Okay. You do the sorting one. Once you're done, just click on done over here and I'll try what done with sorting. Done. All of you, Sandeep, Ishwar, are done. Others? Ah, now you remember. Gokul, I think you've asked this question to me previously also.
Which
And
question?
this question, top in and top in, twice to apply that. I think you've asked me this question without the parameters also. When I taught you top, you asked me this question, and this is going to be done by LODs. So LOD expression. So hold on. I remember now that I told you I'll teach you in LODs. So hold on, okay? Level of details. That is a different kind of calculation of fixed, include, and exclude. So once we do that, I'll teach you this part. Now I remember why it's not happening and why I told you I'll do it later. Aditya done, Pradesh done, Ishwar done, Sandeep done. All right. Shreya and Rohit, Sandeep, Surya, error in calculation. For a change, Taha is stuck somewhere. Rohit, show me your screen. If quantity, what is a logical test? There is no logical test. What are you comparing this word quantity with? So write sort by, which is your parameter. So you're saying the parameter value is equal to quantity, right? Sort by is equal to, right? Now it is correct. Okay. No. Then you have to sort the subcategories. So go to subcategory in the rows. Go in the rows, subcategory, sort. Sort. Fourth option. Okay. Not by data source order, sort by, click on field. Now it will ask you the name of the field. The name of the field is what you've created right now, sorting measure. Just type it on the top, it will appear. Just double click over here. Down, click on the, yeah, just type in over there, enter the search text, write sorting, because that's the name of your field, right? The field that you've created is sorting. Yeah, this one. Select this and close it on the top. Don't click clear. Yes, now with the sales, you have done it in ascending order. So your lowest values are on the top and the highest ones are at the bottom. And once you pick quantity, go to quantity. I don't think so. Quantity. Select quantity. Quantity is not changing. Something is wrong in your spelling mistakes. Can I go to sort by? Okay, don't go to sort by. Close it. Yeah, case sensitivity. Close it. Go to your calculated field, sorting measure. Edit it. And the Q and the S, reduce it to small q and small, yeah, quantity, remove this and put small q, because that's what you used. Click on OK. That's what I was telling you about. Case sensitivity is there. Now the quantities are being done. Since sales was an else part, that's why it got done for the sales, but not quantity. All right, Taha, are we done? Nope. Oh, you started helping without helping yourself. Okay. So what is happening when you click on sorting? Nothing is going on. Did you go to subcategory and apply the calculated field? Sort. This has to be sort by field. Click on the drop down. Click on the drop down where it says data sort. Pick field. In the field name, put sorting measure. Correct. Close it. Now in sales, it is again, you have ascending order. So yes, smallest to largest. And pick up quantity. So yeah, it's working now. So the connection was missing. What is a dependency? Dependency in the calculated field is what are the fields on which you are using it. For example, let's say in the sorting measure. So one dependency is this sort by the parameter. Change to the calculation might be in the following sheet 1 because a parameter is changes to this calculation might be following in the sheet 1. Okay, so sheet 1 is there because I am using, what am I using here? Sorting measure. Short sorting measure. Oh, this parameter that I've created and this value that I've created, that is in sheet 1. So that is the dependencies showing. If I was using it, for example, let's say I have 1 second. Okay, let me clear this view. And let's say I have category wise quantity and sales. And I get sort by show parameter, right? And I go to my category, sort, field, sorting measure, descending. Okay. So if I pick quantity, right? Now if I go to the sorting measure, edit. Now it's got two dependency because two places it's being used in your views. All right. So now if I click over here and if I look at the dependency, it will indicate me sheet 1 and sheet 2. Right. All right. Next thing is, all right. So what we are doing is, let's say we have our order date. Where is order date? I have order date and I've got the understanding what are the profits based on various years. So let's say we clicked and created a line chart and we are seeing, okay, this is pretty much like this. Now, if I wanted to understand, let's say 2012, 2013, or if I wanted to understand in month what happened. So I simply change the year to month. So it shows me these ups and downs for the various months. Now, if I wanted to analyze not by the years, not by month, but I want to analyze, let's say if I got this higher drop down, right? Now in this high drop down, which happened in September, August to September, I want to understand why this was done. So I want to analyze now it on a daily basis. Okay. So if I did this month and if I convert this into date, do you think this is going to help me? So I looked at the year. If there is something I was interested in, I looked at that. Then I said, okay, let me look at the month level. In month level, I saw a big drop. I want to investigate on a daily basis what happened during that big drop. So if I convert it into a date, I get something like this. And now if I want to investigate what happened in August to, September, it's kind of impossible to do that. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a facility for the user to give a start date and an end date. So when you put the start date and the end date, it will only show you the view that is falling inside that particular date. Make sense? So we want to create a view. We want to create a view for in this thing in which I can give start and end. The person types in the start and end, and I only get those many days. Even if they are 2 days, or it may be a week, or it may be a month, but it will give only the data related to those 2 dates. So how many parameters do I need? How many parameters do I need? I need 2 parameters. Very good. One will be start date, one will be end date. So I'm going to create the first one. I'm going to call it start date. This time data type will be date. I'm going to leave this and I'm going to leave this at all. In dates, I can leave it at all because it kind of creates a okay, I'm going to cancel it once, otherwise I'll have to change a lot of months. So if I am going to create a parameter from order date, like if you try to create it from the dimension itself, then the advantage that we get is few things are prefixed, like the data type, it will pick it on its own. Current value, it will pick the first one. So I'm just going to put a start date. And I'm going to make not a list, I want all. If I pick it as all, a calendar will show up and I can pick and choose the dates from there. Click OK. Now, if I want to create a very similar parameter, like I've got a start date, I want to create an end date, and I'm creating from the order date itself. So everything is the same. So all I can do is I can duplicate, correct. So I'll click over here and I'll say duplicate. So it comes as start date copy. I'm just going to change it to end date. Okay. And in the end date, I'm just going to quickly edit to change this date because this is also first. So I'm going to make it as, let's say 31st, 1 month. Let's show these parameters. So I want to put the start date, show parameter. Then I want the end date, show parameter. Okay. Now, what I want to do, remember, I said, okay, whatever dates are falling between the start date and the end date are the ones that I want the visible ones. So I need to do a calculated field that can help me to get this data. Any idea what should I put in the calculated field? Which function should I use? I want the dates that fall only between the start and the end date. Which function should I use? Between is not a function. If, why if? We can search between. No, between is not a function. Why if? But between was a good thought, but why if? If will not, I don't need an if. Which function will help me to see if the date is between the start and the end date? So whenever there is between, what did we do in Excel? Not date diff. Date diff helps me to find the difference between the two dates. I'm not finding difference. Shreya, very good. And function. We'll use an and function, right? So we can simply say if the order date is greater than or equal to the start date and the order date is less than or equal to the end date. Correct? Make sense? I'm checking both the conditions. Both of them have to be true. I've used an and. Yes. What will be the output that I'll get off this from this calculation? So what kind of field have I created? Boolean. Very good. I've created a Boolean because and gives me either true or it gives me a false. So I've created this. Now date range is here. I'm going to put it in the filter. And once I put it in the filter, what should I look at? False or true? I'll look at true. Wonderful. So I'll click on true, click OK. And now I'll get only the dates which are falling in this particular range. Now I can play around with this. I can see, okay, from 7th to 8th, there was a big drop in the profit. I went negative in the profit. So what happened during that day? Probably we'll have to see the individual sales. Otherwise, we can play around with this if I want to till, let's say, Feb. So it's like a calendar that opens up. So it's easier for anyone to play around with it, right? So we see there's a big, so profit went up. This is negative profit started. So we can individually understand on a daily date basis. Okay, try to create it. Try to create the sorting, not sorting. Try to create the start date and the end date. Can you please show the calculated field? Yes. What was the name? Date range. Done. Akhilesh, Taha, Sandeep, Anukesh. Surya. Rohit. Rajesh, let me know when you're done. Aditya, Prashant, Mehul. Rohit, done already. Okay, Parag also done. Prajesh, I don't see you in the list. Mehul, are we done? Lost that left pane. Okay, so you mean this one, the tables where you see all these tables and all, Prajesh? Yeah. Okay, so you go to window and this is your toolbar. No, not toolbar. Hold on. Sidebar. This is your sidebar. Okay, go to the window, click on the sidebar. Got it? Okay. So let's move on. Next thing. So we're done with all the variety of parameters that are there. And context filters, grouping. Now we come to the topic of grouping. So this grouping that is there, this is different grouping than what we saw in pivot tables. In pivot tables, if you remember, we did grouping by numbers. We could only group by numbers. We could only group by dates. Date, like you saw, it aggregates itself, and the numbers grouping we have done through binning. So what is this grouping this time? The grouping that we're going to talk about is grouping of the dimensions, the items of the dimensions. Let's take a simple example. Let's say that if I have these subcategories and I've got the profit, right? Now I wanted to quickly do this thing that I wanted to compare which are, I wanted to compare. Why it's not getting done properly is what I'm thinking. Okay, it's done. So I have the profits, the subcategory which are making higher profit, and there's one subcategory of tables which is making negative profit for me. So if I wanted to compare what is the profit given by my top 5 subcategory versus others, if I wanted to do this view, if I want to create this view where I want to do compare the profit percentage of top 5 subcategories versus others. Question is clear to all? I want to see, okay, if my subcategory of the top 5 profitability, how much it is bringing to the entire thing. So how will you do it? I can filter and get my top 5, but then how do I compare it with other subcategories? Right? So in this view, if I have to visualize what I need as an output, I need a group of a top 5 and I need another group with the other rest of the subcategories. If I have that, then I can quickly compare it and get the answer, right? So how do we group? Like I said, grouping is what in this case? Grouping is the grouping of the items of a particular dimension. Dimension is subcategory, bookcases, copier, appliances, phones are the items. So I want to group a part of the items in the subcategory. So how do I group it? I can press the control key, and since I've already sorted, I can go ahead and select my top 5. Once you select over here, it says keep only, exclude, and if you see the symbol, this is a symbol of group members, right? It's like the paper clip that we have. So if I click on the group members, you see it has converted into one group, right? And I can then pick the rest of the things, the rest of it. I'm just thinking. One second, just don't want to go one by one in this case. Oh, every time I'm pressing the wrong button. So art, shift, tables. Okay, so selecting the first one and then shift and table. So I get all of them and I can again group them, and I'm going to make it. Then I can change the names. I'm going to put the first one, I'm going to rename it as top 10, top 5, and I'm going to rename the other one as others, right? Now if I look at the data, I can see what is the top 5, what is other. Now I want to see what percentage is top 5 contributing to the overall profit. What should I do? Percentage of total on the sum of profit. I can go do a quick table calculation and do percentage of total. When I put a label on top of it, so I'm looking at that the top 5 is actually contributing to 63% of my profit, and the remaining is contributing 36.8% of my profit, right? So even if I'm focusing pretty well on my top 5, I'm able to get good profits out of it. Is this clear? This grouping that I've done, this is a manual grouping style. Okay, this is why it is a manual grouping style, because I had to select each and every member, I had to sort my data and then get the output. So this is manual. There is other way of the grouping, which is little better. I wouldn't say a hell lot of better, but little better than what this is. And how it can be done, let's look at customer's name. By parameter, no, not by parameter, not that fancy. So if I want to make a group in customer names, I can go over here. When you click on create, you get an option of group. So once you click on group, all the names will appear over here. Let's say if I wanted to club all the names starting with A. So over here, I do get some, facility where I can say contain, starts with, or exact match. Let's say if I put starts with A and I say find all, it will highlight or it will select all the names with A. Then I can click on this group and group them all together, right? So then I can change its name to starting with A or names with A, something like that, right? Then I can change and I can say I want to find all the names with the B. I can group it and I can name it names. Where is it? Names with B, right? Similarly, I can go ahead and do for C and D and all, so and so forth. And if I want to put everything else in a other bucket, like I created others, so that is also easier in this way. Once this all is done, there is a checkbox over here which says include others. So if you do that, everything else got categorized as others. So I've got names with A, names with B, names with C, and others. So that is why I was saying it is a little bit better. Okay, it's like we can use some wildcard characters to get our work done. And we click OK. Now if I drop, so you will see there is a customer name field which is there as it is, and there is a field with the word group in it. So this has been grouped. Hold on 1 second. I'll just turn off my video once. My daughter is going to be in and out of the room. Go. So you see a group word is coming next to this customer name. Now what is the what happens when I drop this? I am not going to get the name of the customers, but I'll get like names A with A, names set with B, names with C, and others. And then whatever analysis I want to do, I can do it with them. We will talk about, I know you all want to do that top N kind of a thing. Can we do top 5 there? Where, Sandeep? You're talking about the same thing like Taha, like top N and not have like manually picking up? Yeah, not by groups. Groups cannot do that. So we have something else that can help us to do it. But groups do not do it. Okay, this is done. Now, what we may also want, let's say we had created this subcategory group. We have created this group called subcategory. Now I would have dropped and I've got this sales and or the profit, you know, whatever I wanted to work with. I've got this top 5 and others, and these are the values. Now, if someone wanted to look at what are these top 5 sub products, like subcategories, what are the top 5 subcategories in under this header, then how do we bring it out? Then how do we get it? One thing could be that I bring subcategory and I drop it over here, right? But again, this is again a manual activity that I'll have to drag and drop once again. So instead of this, what happened, Taha? Lost you somewhere. This case. So I was saying we've got this till there, so far so good. We've got top 5 and other subcategories, and we've got the profits of them. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Now if someone said, I see that your top 5 subcategories are giving me this much profit. But who are these, like which are these top 5 subcategories? Which subcategories are we qualifying as our top 5 subcategories? Right? So if I want to look at the names, what I want to do, again, I'll have to go back and pick and drop my subcategory. Right? So this is what I was trying to explain. Now, instead of doing this thing, what we can do is create a hierarchy. You guys know what is a hierarchy? Yeah. Over here, if you see, there's a hierarchy called country, state, and city. Right? So on the top, it's country. If you click on the country, so if I drop this thing, so good thing about hierarchies helps me to visualize my data relatively easier. So all the hierarchies will have this plus symbol on top of it. So I've looked at the country. If I want to see what are the states inside the country, I can click on the plus sign. If I further click on it, I'm able to see on the city, same as date, right, Taha? So dates also have the same thing. And if I want to collapse it back, click on the minus sign, it collapses itself. Okay, so that gives me a very easy way of working with my views. Now, how do you, some hierarchies would be created by themselves, like this one is self-created, but how do you create hierarchies otherwise? So what we're going to do over here is, so in order to create a hierarchy, we go to subcategory group, click on it. At the bottom, you see hierarchy. There are two things it's going to ask you, add to hierarchy or create hierarchy. Okay. So add to hierarchy means if there's an existing hierarchy, you're adding on to it. So we don't have an existing hierarchy, we want to create first. So we'll create hierarchy, and we're going to make it grouped subcategory and click OK. So this thing got done. So group subcategory, and it has one thing called subcategory group in it. Now I want to put the subcategory as a part of it. So I'll go to subcategory, hierarchy, add to group subcategory. So now in my hierarchy, you see there is on the top, the hierarchy name is group subcategory. Underneath that, it's a grouped hierarchy that I had, and underneath that, it's subcategories. So now if I drop this group subcategory, it's going to show up with the plus sign. So it's showing me the plus sign, and if I have profits, now if I click on the plus sign, it is showing me the subcategories inside it. So I can create hierarchies. What hierarchies help me to do is be able to look at the view in detail, go to the different levels of detail and look at the view easily without having to drop different parts of it. Okay. So I've taught you hierarchy also. So do me a favor. First, what you should create. Let me make you create a hierarchy first. Hold on. Okay, so we don't have a hierarchy in the data. We don't have any hierarchy in the data. You guys have you have this Amazing Mart data sets open, right? In Amazing Mart, we have got something called segment, and then we have got I think then we have got category and then subcategory. So create a hierarchy where you have segment as the first level, category, and then subcategory. And you can say product level to the name of the hierarchy. Create it as product level. So have the segment, underneath segment have the category, and underneath have the subcategory. You can put anything, make it product level. And once you're done with this, do this particular question on Superstore sales data. Or no, don't do that. Do this one. Do this question on the Superstore's sales data. Create different regions based on the countries and show the number of customers, average sales, total profit for each group. Do this one. Based on our adding, yes. Hierarchy levels are created based on how you are adding it. Correct. And you can move it around. Once you've created, you can always move it up and down if it's not created in the right level. So if this is a hierarchy, right, if I want to move this up and down, I can. Okay. Do these questions once you guys have created hierarchy. I'm just going to step out for 5 minutes. Right, everyone done? Whose screen can I see now? Projesh or Ishwar, can I see one of your screens? Okay, Ishwar and Projesh both volunteered. Ishwar, I'm going to make you the presenter first. If you put it on the world map, then what happens? Click on show me. Oh, it doesn't. This is right. Region won't be a part of it. Correct. So region 1 to 3, I see the sales, I see the count of the customers, and I see the profit. Okay. All right. And Projesh, your screen looks pretty much the same. What was the question? It says show the number of customers, average sales, total profit for each group. Okay. Everybody has got the pretty much same answers. Yeah. Okay. Now, what if we wanted to create these regions in maps? How would we do that? Let's try. So region is something that is, we already have regions over here. Okay, let's talk about this region only. This region, if you talk about, it's central, north, and south, right? This is not created by us, but it's central, north, and south. And it is a text field or a geographical field. It's a text field, right? Now, if I wanted to make it a geographical field, how do I do it? We can go to the regions. We can go to the geographical roles. So one thing is that there are already predefined roles like airports, area code, city, county, country, and so on and so forth. And one is create from. So the way the data is created, there is a region. Inside the regions, there are countries. Inside the country, there is state and then the city. So if I say create from country, what Tableau does, it maps the country based on region itself. So if I click on country, now you see, where did it go? Where are my regions now? So regions automatically came over here in the hierarchy, right? Now if I click on region, then now I will be able to plot it on my map. So it's showing me the 3 regions, and I can also put it on the fill map so I can see the 3 regions now. I need a measure. What should I put? Let's say sales. So I've got the 3 regions. This is north, this is central, and this is south. And the 3 regions have their sales. So I can create, I can convert this particular text into a geographical role. Can you do that in your views? Can you try the region 1, 2, 3 that you've done? Can you map it to the country since you have already created we have created a hierarchy? No. What did we do? We have created the groups. Just try. I've not tried it. I'm just asking you. We have grouped it. And can we put this group into the hierarchy? And then can we make it a geographical role? Does it work or no? It doesn't? Not showing the data type. Okay, let's see. So I had asked you. So you're saying in the groups, it is not showing you the data type. Data type would be the same as the previous one. So when you go to Geographical role, it's not doing create from. It's a super, I know it's a super state, but the problem is the same. It does the job. Sandeep, is it working? It is working, right? That's what I thought. So irrespective, it should not, it may not show you the group, it's fine, but go there and go to geographical roles, do create from, and in your case, again, do by country because we have grouped it by country. Taha? No. Let me see what you're trying to do. So for Surya also geographical roles are not coming, okay. So Rohit and Pradesh, when you said it's working, did you do it off grouped or did you do it on the region like I did? Is it the group regions or it's like the normal region that you converted? Taha, did you get the normal regions? Okay, so the grouped are not working. Taha, share your screen. Did you get the invite? Same with me. Group region is not working for me as well. Okay, didn't get the invite. Who I invited? I don't know. I invited you only. Okay, I'll do it again. So just wanted to see. It just came into my mind. I thought it might work. I've not tried that. That's why I thought you guys can try for me. So let's make it you the presenter once again. Did you get the invite, Taha? This time I did. Okay. I think internet is low. Yeah, network issues. That's fine. That's fine. But all of you who grouped are not able to do it. Once I'll give you some work, I'll try it once again from my side. Okay, coming back to this data set. So we've done grouping. One thing is interesting to see why grouping can also be done. The grouping can also be done to clean up your data, by the way, correcting the data or the cleanup of your data or your prepping of the data. A simple example has been given on this slide over here. It says, for example, let's say we have got the data from 3 different agencies. Okay. And we have done the union of it, and I've got one single data set. Now, one agency use it CA to identify California, one agency use CALFI to identify California, and the third agency use California as a state. Okay. Now, once we have done this union and we are trying to do some kind of analysis on the states of US, do you think Tableau will understand CA, Calif, and California are the same place and treat it as one entity and do the summations of on top of it? Or will this be treated as 3 different states? What do you guys think? One, it will be actually 3 different states. It will not treat it as single because CA can still understand California, but Calif it won't understand. So what we can do is we can use a grouping thing. So if we have arranged it in the alphabetical order and we say the CA, Calif, and California is there, or we can do it containing CA or starting with CA and we can group it together. Right? So sometimes we use grouping feature also for correcting the data. If I know there is a slight spelling mistake or a 2 different spellings used for the same thing, then also we can use grouping for the same thing. So one grouping you saw where we manually did it. The other grouping you saw where we used some kind of wildcard characters of containing and starting with. There is another type of grouping which is not really grouping, but it's more of a visual grouping of your data. Visual grouping means if I wanted to look at if I wanted to look at the subcategories, if I wanted to look at the subcategories, which is giving me, let's say, I wanted to identify all the subcategories which are being bought more than 1500. Okay, I want to visually categorize, visually look at my subcategories to see which are the subcategories which are being sold more than 1500. Okay, so I want a visual look. I don't want to sort my data and all those things and then, you know, ballpark with my eyes which are the ones that are there. By looking at this visual through the use of your colors, I want to identify that. Okay, so visually we are creating two groups through colors, but exactly not created groups of the items in it. So how do we do it? We are going to do it using calculated field. So we are saying the sales has to be, or no, the quantity is greater than 1500, right? So what function should I use over here? I'll use if the sum of quantity is greater than 1500 or equal to 1500, then true, else false. And true and false are the keywords. So if the sum of quantity is greater than equal to 1500, then true, else false. So again, what we have done, we have created a simple, even if I don't use if, actually I don't need to use if, this itself will give me a true and false kind of a thing, right? This is going to give me a boolean value. So I can click on OK. It gives me true and false. Now instead of dropping in the filters, I'm going to drop it in colors. So as soon as I drop it in colors, I am able to see the subcategories of arts, binders, storage and supplies are the one which are being bought in more than 1500 quantity. Now, if I wanted the end user to have a liberty to change this value, so if he wants, I don't want 1500, I want which are more than 1000, then what do? Right now I said, okay, I want to find out which are more than 1500. If he wants to change that 1500, so instead of going back in my calculated field, what should I do? I want to create a parameter. Good. So I'm going to go ahead, go back, create parameter, and I'm going to put it as quantity cutoff. This is going to be an integer. I'm going to make a range, and minimum I want to give is I think 500. Maximum I want to give is 3000, and step size, let's say I want to give is 100. And okay, so this got created. Show parameter. Now how do I use this parameter created to change my view? Where should I work? The calculated field. Calculated field, correct Sandeep? Yes, Mehul, correct. Calculated field. So I go back to my calculated field, and instead of 1500, we will write the quantity cutoff. Right? We click OK. Now the quantity cutoff is dependent on what is given over here. So minimum was 500. So as and when I increase it, we should be looking at changing colors. Got it? So this is also kind of visual. It's a visual grouping. Now, one of the student, when I taught this thing, he said, all this is fine, but the legends looks very bad because it's saying true or false. How does a person know what is true and what is false? Okay, how does a person know what they are looking at, true and false? So this looks bad. So we had to change over here. We went back to quantity. This probably the name is also not correct. Quantity greater than cutoff. Probably we should write that. And yeah, it was good because it makes sense because we are doing everything for making the life easier. And if I put true and false, then people doesn't know what true and false is. Now I'll require a if function. Inside if function, this is my logical test, And in the value of true, I can't return true and false, but I want to return whatever is the quantity greater than equal to the quantity cutoff. So the text in Tableau is greater than equal to is a text which will go in quotes, and I want to write quantity cutoff. So what should I do? I want greater than equal to whatever is a quantity cutoff. So whatever number is there, it should populate over here automatically. So I need to have greater than equal to as well as quantity cutoff in one place. So what should I do to it? Plus sign. What is plus sign meant for, Ishwar? Concatenate, correct. So I want to concatenate. So I put a plus sign, and what happens in Tableau, greater than equal to is a string, and if I simply write the quantity cutoff, it's a number. So Tableau does not allow you to concatenate these two things. Both have to be numbers, then it does a plus addition. Both are text, then it does a concatenation. So I want to convert this into my string. So how do I convert into string? I'm going to use a function called str. The role of str, like it shows, it returns it into expression into a string, and quantity cutoff, comma, less than, plus str quantity cutoff. Okay, now we are ready. We click OK, and oh no, there's some error, invalid. What is the error? What did I do? Oh, brackets, the biggest culprit. Okay. So it's everything is coming. Everything is green. Okay, what blunder did I make? Ah, okay. Hopefully I did not make any more mistakes. Finally. So now it looks better, right? Quantity greater than the cutoff, and if it's less than, then it shows blue. If it's greater than, then it's showing as orange. Correct? Questions? Show the code again, sure. And I'll put it in the chat also so that you can copy it. Oh, somehow went only to Prashant. Hold on. Why AGG is coming? Because it's aggregated. That's why. Any questions? Otherwise, I'll give you a question now. All good? Surya, Prajesh, Rohit, Shreya, both Adityas, Akhilesh. All good? Okay. Then let's do this question. using the UK customer database, and this is a text file, okay? So once you pick it, make sure you connect to a text file, create the bins of ages 10, show the average bin in each of the age bins, and divide the balance into two parts visually based on the value of average balance passed by the user. Do this question, please. Post the question in the chat, sure. I haven't uploaded this file for you guys, this PDF. I have, right? Yes, no. I'll check. It's uploaded, right? Okay. It should be in the notes part, I think. And while you're doing it, I can check. Oh, it's in dataset part. Let me know when you're done. What do we have to do for the last part? Divide what? You have to divide the view that you've created. So your view have age bins, and for each age bins, you have an average balance. So depending upon what is the average balance given by the user, let's say the average balance given by the user is 38,000. So I want to see which are the age bins which are above 38,000, which are below 38,000. Make sure your legends are also the same way. Anyone who is done? Okay, guys, I'm doing it since not to you guys are not responding, so I don't know where you are going wrong. Anyone who has done it? Last part. Okay, I'll wait. Almost, I'll wait. But not getting the legends. Sandeep, you're not able to show the legends? Stuck with legends, like you want to make it dynamic, that part? Okay. Let me show you my screen so that it helps you out. Surya, in your case, you are saying on the have you removed show me and you're trying to look at the legends, it's not there. Yeah. Okay, what did we do last time? Somebody had this problem, right? Legends. Uh, okay, 1 second. Sandeep, can I copy paste this formula in the chat window for you? And Surya, let me look at your screen. I forgot what happened. I think somebody else had this problem of legends and we fixed it. Uh, mhm. Yeah, I know what you're talking. Oh, you're also getting the same problem as Surya. Okay. Can you give me the control of your screen? I don't remember what I did last time. Give me the control. Okay, thank you. So, show highlights, show filters, edit and shelf. Remove the table. Hmm. If I remove it. And what did we put? Balance cutoff, right? Still did not get it. Oh, reset all the cards. I got this, but I don't know what I removed. Oh, the parameter over here. So reset all the cards. That is going to get your legends back. All right. Everybody who's facing that problem, try to reset. You sure you're done with the entire thing? But I want to see someone's screen now, not Ishwar. I've seen your screen once today. Anyone else who wants to tell me where to reset? Where to reset? I went to worksheet, and in worksheet, in the show cards, I reset the cards. Did it work for you, Sandeep? Okay. Who is going to share the screen? Show me the question. Rajesh, yes. Did you get the invite? Yeah. 40,000. Can you reduce it for now? You should have got a different view. You're not getting a different view. No, it's not working. Rajesh. Give me the screen control once so it becomes a little faster for me. Okay. So I want to check your parameter. I don't think so there will be a problem. I'll look at the balance. Age bin you've created of 10, that's fine. Why am I not able to look at this thing that you dropped average balance and okay. You have to create a calculated field, which I don't see you have created a calculated field. So another calculated field has to be created. Did you create that average input? Input, where is this input thing? Input average, where is this field? How come I'm not able to see it?
Ma'am, I haven't done that yet. Oh, that's why maybe I'm not getting it.
Oh, this is the name of your parameter. Okay. So we are going to create a calculated field, and in calculated field, then you put all the things that I had, and then you will get it. Okay. Not the parameter can't give you the colors. The calculated field will give you the colors. Gokul, let me check your screen. You did some mess. Let me check the messes. Gokul, let's see your screen, what you've done. This looks fine. Just increase or decrease the cutoff a little bit. Decrease, in fact, not increase. Decrease the cutoff. Yeah, yours is fine. Prashant, let's look at your screen. You've put those stacked column charts. Can you convert the stacked column to a regular chart? Yep. All right. And remove this average balance from the rows. So I don't need greater than 36. Yeah, remove this. Okay, so this is done. Then did you create a calculated field yet? Not yet. Using the average balance? You have. Okay, drop this in the color. Request keyboard and mouse control once. Okay. When I look at this, it is giving me average balance is this and average balance is this. Okay. But when you click on this part, it shows us like this. Yeah, I see the culprit. Summer balance. No, average of balance is greater than equal to, put average balance, then this, otherwise this. I think rest of it should be fine. You're fighting with me for controls, Prashant? Just give me one more time. 36,000. It's still not working. It's not working correctly. No, it's working. Okay, 40,000. Yeah, now it's fine. All right. So it was, you have to check it against the aggregated value. Otherwise, the values are very small. So that's why it was not picking up anything. Okay. Anybody else who needs help? All good? So you guys have only one thing for Monday, that is the women shopping thing. And next week there is going to be a case study on which you're going to work. Can I give you one more case study to do for till Monday? How heavily loaded you guys are right now? No answer. Absolute silence. Can I give you a case study or no? Depends on tomorrow. Okay, what will happen in art? That's what you're worried about. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me not put it for Monday, but let me do it for Wednesday. That's fine. So we have classes on Monday, Tuesday. Let's put it on Tuesday. Tuesday is fine. Wednesday is your case study anyways. Tuesday is fine. All right. I'll put up a case study. So it's more like a, you have to explore the data in such a way that you are going to help me find out some marketing insights into the data. Okay, that's what I want. I don't, so you will have to create views to give me the business side of the data. When you look at this data, what it is telling you, that how should I come up with my marketing strategy. So that is what I'm going to give. It's a UK customer database that you saw right now. And in UK customer database, you will have to come up with, let's say you are the marketing manager for the bank, depending on what's going on in different regions. So, we're in order to understand what's going on in different regions, you guys will have to create a dashboard And once you pick a region, you should get information about that region. So once you have a good information about that region, then you can say, okay, based on what I'm looking at in this region, I would recommend this is this. So I want this in a form of a PPT, and the PPT also has to look professional, a good professional PPT, in which probably you can put the dashboard. Let's say if I pick one of the regions and England, let's say I picked England, I picked and put the whole dashboard of England, and then I talk about what are the things that I found when I used this data exploration tool, and based on this I am recommending 1 2 3. Is the task clear? So once we do recommendation, let's say I'm the person who uses Tableau to do an exploration of the data, then it may be that I'm not able to find a solution based on what I'm looking for, but I can do recommendation. If I'm looking at this, I would say, okay, so marketing team should look at this. Or if I saw a big dip in the sales and I said, okay, can we go back to this XYZ person and ask, did we introduce any discount schemes on that day or something, like what happened in the marketing campaigns that there was a big dip in the profits, what happened, right? So things like that we can pose, and we can do recommendation. We can pose questions and give the recommendations on the data, right? So one is your women clothing store. You already know the answers to that, so that should go a little faster for you, but that will be a good revision of all the things that you've learned in terms of calculations. And in this one, I want you to work with the insights and come up with a PPT. I want a business PPT. All right, once I look at the PPT, then I will also come to know if you need one class on presentation skills and all those things. Probably I'll pick few people to present the data, like verbally present the data while they're going through their slides. So be ready with all that. Got it? That's for Tuesday. You might have to visually, you have to present your data also. All right, then you guys have but the PP will not be interactive. No, it will not be interactive. So Shreya, what happens once we use Tableau to create dashboards, and once we have explored the data, we have got some insights into it, then it becomes like a newspaper where you are just telling what you found out to others. So it's like a story that you're telling. It's not supposed to be interactive, because anytime you give interaction to the user, you are making him or giving him the ability to explore and find his own conclusions. So once we are doing these kind of activities where we say that, okay, we are finding the story, we don't want the user to explore and find his conclusion. I want to tell that this is the conclusion from this data. I don't want him to think about anything else. So I don't want him to give the tools for interactions, right? So when you have interactive part, when you have the dashboard, that is the part we're doing explorations. The end result of an exploration is an insight. So when the insight is there, insights are static. Does that make sense? Yep, perfect. So I'll see you guys back on Monday. Enjoy your classes of R on Saturday and tomorrow. And on Monday, I want one case study, second case study on Tuesday. All right, take care then. Bye-bye. Have a good night.